Good morning from New York. And, well, I'd like to give thanks to great people who put videos on about Linux. Amazing. Smarter than me. I really appreciate you. I appreciate Nestle and growers of coffee and great sacrifices for us. Thank you very much. Do her pay raise. Um, yeah, today's subject, Big Linux. Thank you. The subject today, religion, mysticism, the roots of virtue, and creative joy. Yeah. Uh, with, Let's start off with mysticism here. Yeah. Mysticism is usually seen as, it's just something that you do alone. We are social animals, and I would point out the mysticism of the Pentecostals is I don't know what they're doing, but at the core, it's there's some good things that can look a little wacky, um, and it's a group experience. Yeah, the one thing is they will sing in the spirit, they call it, or have you talk using various sounds, and then they try to interpret what it means. Maybe it doesn't mean anything, but it's a very effective mystic practice um, because it opens your mind to an interchange between creativity and play. When the kid in you and the one that plays, and the creative artist in you, which creates the play and creates your whole imagination. And that is your higher self. Very basic minimum is your brain, and which knows what your decision was before you're aware of making that decision. They tested this, and it's also the creator of your universe as you imagine it to be. So I think that's where there has to be a creator. Yeah, but certainly your brain creates in part, not without information flowing in, but it creates your imagined world, and exploring that imagined world is a big part of mysticism. Mysticism, according to IMC, inner mind communication, is being at play in your imagination, um, focusing uh, on your experiences within your mind, and which includes emotion, and expressing, your feelings and emotions and so on, and your understandings too. Um, all of these things done in your imagination have connections to how you behave in the real world. And the real world educates your imagination. Your imagination, in some ways, you explore it, can be revelatory and help you better understand the world around you. There's an interplay there. So I'm getting deep all of a sudden. Yeah, once you have the experiences, you get it. You know, so practice is very important in mysticism. Um, you can do what the Pentecostals do without believing in. It's a language. Seems to be no real evidence for. It may occasionally happen. I don't know. We have no evidence. So anyway, that's one thing. The singing in the spirit. That's a group, can be a group practice. Someone sets the tone and plays the harp or something, and people join in, just ad libbing, creating sound and music in a playful kind of a way, and expressing themselves. And when you put a whole group of, I've seen this, when you put a whole group of people together doing this, it can be actually very moving and very much a mystical experience in terms, and I don't mean mystical meaning mysterious, but it does tend to take you to the edge of the mystery. The brain, is that you? More in a more real sense. That's some of the Hindu teachings. If you look at it rationally, um, that you are actually the higher self. You just don't know it. Well, you are the brain. The brain that makes the decisions. It is the supreme controller of your experience in some ways, or at least the creator. Um, it yeah, it's is that you, or is the dramatic self that that responds to drama in your life? Is that the real you? These communicate back and forth, and one way this can occur is creative sound, which is I like a pre-verbal experience that connects you more to your infant mind. It might go like this. In Area enum sactum Aria if you want to get rid of monkey mind, try that. And then you might get into more emotional expression, which sounds like a language, but you're just living in the city. Guru Alayen Anina Chaptaran Chaham. Very relaxing. So that's one of the six practices of inner mind communication, and you can do it in a group. The speaking part. You don't get together on that one. There's no binding flow of music going on. But group of nuts. uh, but someone can speak in that way. They feel moved to do that, and it's a way of communicating that isn't locked into language, which has its own many benefits, but also um, many limitations in some ways. So locks you into a worldview somewhat, and don't necessarily need that. So talking about mysticism here, and I did mention creative joy, and well, you can do that in a very joyful kind of way. And it helps you to find joy in your life when you can be creative in that way. Get you out of your mind. Are you out of your mind? Could be a good thing. Get you out of your drama. You get locked into these dramatic kind of replays in our head all the time. The more you're locked into drama, I believe, the general health suffers. They only have so much energy to use in their life, and you don't want to constantly be in drama. Especially anxious drama. That's where you get this people that overemphasize their feelings and things. There are a lot of ways to miss the mark in expressing, your genuine feelings and needs. And one is to go over the top. People call that the drama queen. They're always picking on women. Who's the drama king? They both do it. Yeah. And oh, how the powerful do dominate. Be big, be strong, be boss. Well, it really doesn't work like that. And there are kinds of strength that are brutal. Oh, we wish the world and humanity would understand that. Okay, religion, yeah. Religion, some people find comfort in it and so on. But when it takes you out of a real connection to your objectivity, your creativity, and your passion, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing at all. And it's not spiritual. Following those things, three empathies. And the empathies are things you learn as you grow up. Learning process. And they are the root of virtue. Okay. So I mentioned virtue in the title of this thing. Well, goodness from compassion, truth from objectivity, and art, the ability to appreciate life the best you can and deal with it well in an artful way. The virtue of art. And, these relate again to patterns you see in society. We have institutionalized these things, of course, because we're social animals. So you have church which is more about compassion, uh, because it's extended family kind of organization, and helping, supposedly, organization. And then you have the government, which is more about objectivity and how we get from here to the better situations. Um, yeah. And then you've got, that's your objective empathy. The other, of course, was compassionate empathy. The creative empathy, this is, what feeds that creativity, lots of points of view and perspectives. And the media takes care of that. So we've institutionalized these basic sorts or informs the roots of virtue. But are the roots, do they go deeper? Yes. And in mysticism, of course, you use all of these things, these perspectives. The pre-verbal perspective of creativity, which even an infant or a fish can do, is play. You can be playful, random, but when you take that play and you turn it into a form of organized attempts to make things better, that's more social level. So play is what evolves in your social experience, and hopefully into creativity, where you're not just in a game, but you're creating games. Playing a game, you create them. And the media, as I said. So, what is business? Well, it's that institution. It's everybody that together, all the trading partners. And I really don't like the word workers and this sort of thing. It's really putting down the fact that workers, what you call workers, it's a bad name. They're trading partners, like any other trading partner, any organization that is a trading partner, any individual that is a trading partner. And business is what is the business of life. It's the drama of your life. It's the thing that's most attached to your survival. And that part of you, the dramatic self, benefits from these empathies and the connecting to the roots of those benefits, those empathies. Let's go again to the roots. What is the root of objectivity? The ability to focus. Ever hear teachers going, pay attention. Are you listening? They might actually say focus. And the IMC practices with that was let's focus on need, because that's the drama. That's where it's all at. Your feelings and so on that relate to need and meeting those needs. That's the summation of a mystic life, is to be able to focus those essentials which make you a better person, change your life, over help you unlearn helplessness. It's a beautiful thing. The root of compassion, that's expression. And of course, these things have meaning because they relate to your feelings and to your needs. So it's being at play with your feelings. That is part of the infant mind experience. creating felt experiences. That's the creative empathy. Um, with objectivity, focus. Focus on your feelings, your needs, and those of others. In objective empathy. So empathy is that part that ties you to society and to each other. You can't practice it in your own mind. You need to practice it in real life too. So the practice of mysticism isn't just inside your head. It has to be something that you do on the outside as well, relating to other people. And expression is connected to compassionate empathy. How do I say that involved in connection? Well, to express the feelings and needs from the dramatic self, express those, you need what helps you to feel safe to do so. You don't just, cry out or call out in the middle of the wilderness. Might not be safe. You have to have a sense of safety, and compassion gives, the compassionate empathy gives that safety so that people can express. All of these things are related to your survival, to your needs and your feelings, all of it. And all of your communications with anybody else relates to your needs and their needs. That's well, it is the drama of life. But when that is smooth, you're not a drama king, queen. You're not, burning a candle at both ends. You're going to live longer, yeah, because things are smooth. Both in the communication inside your mind and that wisdom from that applied to your communication in society. And yeah. So, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but this I'm coming at these things from various angles, but at the core, a lot of it is very simple, and there are a lot of ways to practice these understandings, and it forms a basic philosophy. And what is the devil in the mix? It's helplessness to meet your needs or the needs of others. It's the harm that's created from trauma. Uh, yeah. So all of these things work together to make a better life for you and a better life, more smooth communication and effective communication around the world. Communication is about meeting needs, hello, and that's love, meeting human need. Yeah, and there's a lot of things in us that could be better. And what is the basic philosophy of all this? It's not to have a punishing attitude. To approach things in a healing way, in a way that implements a better meeting of human need and expands love in the world. So that creative artist in you, up above your timeline and your drama, that can create experiences for you, that appreciates your life like a book or a movie. It calls to you in your timeline, in your dramatic experience of life. Be the hero of love for yourself and for others. And actually, when you love others, you love in yourself. When you love yourself, you love in others. Because when needs are met and they're working, and that whole needs meeting communication and practice in life is working, then it's a more peaceful world, it's a more caring world, and a more efficient world. There's an efficiency with this. Do you have to believe in anything supernatural to be mystic? No, you don't. In fact, I would say the religion, going back to religion, can get in the way of mysticism. And being rational can be very helpful. You know, cut out the fluff. You know, think objectively. Don't come up with conclusions that aren't based on real evidence. You know, there's no evidence for it. It's a personal, as Neil deGrasse Tyson, it's a personal truth. It's something that works for you in some way, perhaps to help you be calm or to love yourself or others. Is it an objective truth? No. It's a little different. But some things that what we do that is very personal. Science goes everywhere, and yeah, it can be a very personal experience and still be an objective truth of sorts, depending on how you approach the subject. It's like, objectively, what is this higher self? Well, it's likely to be your brain and your dramatic self, and the interchange between the dramatic self and the brain. Hello, let me show. There's a book. The Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is all about that interchange. When the dramatic self in you, which is depicted in that story as Arjun, and the creative artist self, the artist in you, portrayed by Krishna, who is in the same chariot and giving lessons on life to Arjun. Yeah, fascinating. And then there was, all of the concepts there that, yeah, you can be a warrior and still be a mystic. And whatever your job is in life, and, to help your group or yourself to survive and so on. No, yeah, you have to do that. And everybody has their different skills, so no matter who you are, you can be a mystic. If you're religious, you can still be a mystic. you're not, you can still be a mystic. The Unitarian Church is wrestling with these concepts a bit, because they invite all religions in. Religions don't, objectively, they don't agree, and they're based on sometimes just your fairy tales, and you can't fully embrace everything in religion and be a mystic. You can appreciate the mythology. You can appreciate, you can believe in certain things that might be called supernatural, but it all gets down to the real communication and empathy and awareness. So the empathy part, more the social part of you, and the language part, and the awareness, well, that's part of that, but at the core level of awareness, you're dealing with focus, play, and expression, feeling. And before that, you're just a blob, in a chance meeting of an egg and a sperm, perhaps. Anyway, so I don't know. It's hard not to roam all over the world with this because it explains so much. And so a lot of presentations that I make being a non-professional discursive, But so I have to thank you if you've been listening and you're trying to understand my poor presentation. Maybe you can present it better, but practice first. Anyway, like I like to say, at the end of these spiels of mine, I like to honor that wonderful presence in you of all these things that I mentioned. The wonder that's in you that really connects to everything. And the word they use in India to have that part of wonder in you, greet and honor that wonder in the other person, you in this case, is namaste. Yeah, it should be a very popular word. And another popular thing I think we can use is thanks. It runs deep. Give thanks to the people that make your life better, that holds any government together, any remotely effective way. Yeah, thanks to them too. So, and if you want to be humble, I suggest that you listen to Dr. Sapolsky on YouTube. What a guy. Yeah, cuts out the fluff and helps us to focus on what's real for all of the apes, ape-like creatures, including ourselves. Yeah. Stop thinking you're so special. We're just part of life. And just a part in other worlds, other planets somewhere. The picture can be very different. It'd be great if we could, study that, find out how life evolved. Especially if it produced smarter creatures than we are. Hopefully, the core teaching that I'm bringing up will largely be existent in intelligent life everywhere. Yeah. So, namaste, y'all. Have a good day.